All right. Um, so this channel is now Rep. Hmm. Briefly used one of my initiation names, but then I found it was a girl's name. I didn't know that. Well, I knew that it wasn't used always for girls. Padma. But like, I got a name in initiation called Pema Rangdrol, which means like self-risen lotus, which I liked. Because I did most like what would be considered practice independent of any school whatsoever. So, most of the meditation and study I've done has been on my own. So I liked it, at least at the time. But since then, like, I studied all this stuff with, not really with close relationships with teachers, but um, um, it's an annoying thing too. You sit there and go, shit, was I, it's like, was all this kind of a necessary? I wrote some good stuff, but I changed it anyway to rep at forms our space, because I like that, forms our space. As far as philosophy goes, it's good. So a lot of stuff you can call form. It means it's space, so you can equate that form with space. I like that use of that term. Dzogchen used that a lot. Space. I think I'm gonna get uh, rid of some of the other videos and other accounts. I think they're all public now. I just scrub them of a lot of negativity. It's powerful energy, but editing it down is more enjoyable. Yeah, I'm getting rid of that one. I kind of knew I would, even though I like the flow of it. Hello, viewer. I like the flow of it, but I pretty much always like the flow. But some of the energy of it was just too much. Like, you know, it's like I'm like basically. It's funny because I'll get someone on there looking at it, and then like it's like I'm talking shit to them. Like, come on, fucking say something. I'm so much fucking smarter than you, which is really funny to me. Like, it's funny to get like caught in that. Someone going, "Holy shit, what's this?" But it's not. I don't know. It's very constructive. It just made me impressive. Uh, that it flows well and written backwards, like anticipating. It's anticipating. But I screenshotted them and I like some of the combos. One might say. I'm looking at Beep Boop at Troll43523125. It's one of my other accounts. Beep Boop. And like a lot of these, like I'm gonna leave them, but it's like a clever period. I don't know, maybe I'll read them actually in a bit once I see it's. I like it. It's kind of cleaned up a bit. Even though like I'm looking at some of it now, like it's pretty good. Uh, yeah, it's like good poetry, but it's also like I don't know why, right? They ain't write dickish good poetry. It's like, wow, it really worked well. I mean, you can fight a war well, you know. interested. I think I'm leaving that one up. Okay, I'll go through them. So, Druid at Bardo. This is retired Druid. It's a broadcast. And so the last one on there is from July 2nd. Uh, Intelligence is correlated with finding problems. This is an age of energy. No friend, I haven't maxed out. Laugh at the natives. Just wait. Austin Osmond, spare some good points. I'm so good for no audience. I act consistent with my generation. I hear a music and words like a wolf on the fold. A continental shift is coming soon. It's time to make a point. Yeah, like it drags on, right? Like it's a huge setup. That's such a long setup for like nothing. All that shit, there's just nothing there. Like it's like intelligence is correlated with finding problems. I do think that is. I think that's a theory of the evolution of intelligence. Or it's like one way of looking at it that humans get really good. I mean, there's a lot of things you focus on. Development of intelligence. Humans get really good at finding problems. So we're problem detecting things. So intelligent people are very good at finding problems, which means they can overload, right, and not be constructive. And the next one there is this is an age of energy. Oh yeah, so it's just kind of an interesting way of looking at it. How many times do we create problems? And I think a lot of the world, I mean, all of us on an individual level fluctuate in that regard, but just overall, you can see how human beings complicate the simplicity of existence. But, this is an age of energy. I mean, I don't know, that's wishful thinking. I don't know if I'm wishing for that. I'm going to screenshot that. And, I mean, all ages are ages of energy. It's just a waste of space on this. No friend I haven't maxed out. Who am I talking to here? Nobody? It's kind of like, again, it's very personal to and that's a writing style, which I think is actually dying out. It's gonna, at least if it hasn't, it's going to, because AI is it's gonna be too buddy and it's gonna creep out normal people. Yeah, there'll be outliers who will be like have some weird kind of AI thing, but overall it's not. And marketers have been doing it for years, but overall, it's as a form of writing, it's too direct. You want that kind of directness, but you gotta talk to some other person. All right. Obviously not this. Laugh at the natives. Just wait. I get mad sometimes when people. Well, I do a lot. Treat natives in this country. Powerful energy they have. Austin Osmond spares some good points. Again, it's like I liked it. I like Austin Osmond spare some good points. He has some good points in his book, a book that I got by him. I haven't read the whole thing or anything. It jumped around a bit. It like I am ruthless in my editing. And other people would sit there and go, "Don't delete anything. Don't delete anything. Leave it the way it's." But I sit there and go, "Nah, it's a lot of fluff, a lot of showing off." And I know I wrote it. I know when it picks up. Like when I look through it, hey, look, Wagner's trending. I know when it picks up further down, right? And am I copywriting clever 6-word? Why? It's I'm so good. That's the thing, though. I'm so good that it's like I don't even know who it's for. I don't know if my audience is. Who am I trying to appeal to here? Like everyone? No one? That's why it's so good. That's why it's so fucking good. There's really no intended audience. The audience is a hypothetical, constantly shifting. So it's just like, but somehow it's coherent. At least at any given reading, it's coherent. The most fun is just changing it, like mashing it around somewhat, so playing with the energy, because like I don't know, it's not a fucking biblical text, right? um, I mean, is music inspired? Is there an inspired kind of aspect of it? I mean, you can feel something better, but you can't know where it comes from, can you? I can't know where it comes from. So like someone else. Where does creativity come from? There's so many ways to describe it. Um, you feel just totally out of yourself, and you read something, and I think there's a habit, just in general, obviously, of trying to make it coherent. You look at the next day and go, "Oh yeah," but and try to justify it to other people, and that. You look at it and go, "Oh fuck, man, I don't even know where the hell that came from." And I mean, really simple things like, or I don't know how this fit into the context. It's just clever, and I hate clever. I really do hate clever. If it's not useful, it's like just showing off. I mean, that's why maybe Austin Osman spares some good, because he does have good points. I'm so good for no audience, like that. I think that's true. I do think that's true, but I'm gonna just choke it down. All right. I act consistent with my generation. I don't know what that means. Gone. Say things. I hear music and words. I do, absolutely. Like a wolf on the fold. It just sounds like a vague threat. I'm gonna come down on you fuckers. And I did, and now I'm not doing it, so I don't want to think it's gonna be constantly happening. A continental shift is coming soon. I don't know what that means. Maybe there was an earthquake somewhere in the world and I picked up on the energy. I like to think of that. There's probably an earthquake somewhere in the world. So that's what that was. I can tell you what day it was. It was June 16th. Let's try. Let's just try. And if it's anywhere around that, it's still psychic power. Still, because I didn't look it up on the day. 25. Let's just see if we can get a little. Let's go. Earthquake detail. Earthquake. June 6th. Okay, there was. Okay. There was one in. There was one off the coast of BC. Okay. There you go. All right. So I picked up on that. Interesting. That was the continental shift. Also, maybe I'll move to another continent someday. Or, shift to a continental breakfast. There's all sorts of things it could mean. Is it Nostradamus level? Nobody will ever know. Because it's deleted now. It's time to make a point. So as I feel bad deleting stuff because I'm like, am I deleting it just because no one's willing to fucking pay me for anything? Like, pay me for anything? Like, I give them the best shit that they've ever seen. We'll give me like $5. Like, nothing. Like, could I get a tenner? This is a lot of work when it could change your entire fucking life. Anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'm done changing anyway, because I think that most of them, the rest of them are actually pretty good. Because I mean, most of the other sections were edited. Opinions or prisons in there, like, that's good. Let's feel into some resonance of that. I like sound and emptiness as a practice. I don't like that anymore. Even though I do like sound and emptiness as a way to bring you back to the present, kind of like to just, you're like listening to stuff, following sounds. But there's always sound. If you have this tension, it's like, well, I'm trying to like, I don't like effort. I'm not a fan of effort. It implies psychic powers. And as someone who seems like they have psychic powers some of the times, I don't believe in psychic powers. Or I don't believe they can be clear enough to warrant worrying or thinking or anything. You know, but somehow just for some reason I have a theory that's not really necessary. It's just a theory. Like I say, it's not gonna happen. Or it's not fun. Doesn't make for good conversation. But at least you don't have to try to think, right? Do you have to try to think? I don't have to try to think. Should I try to think better? I don't know what's gonna happen. That's funny. What should I do to make sure the thoughts I have 5 minutes from now are better? I don't know. These are things you can think about the mind, I guess. This is why, how much shit can you accumulate? This is one of the reasons why I retired as a druid. This feels like druidic, doesn't it? Like I'm a wise man or something. I'm teaching about things. That's not my style. The style's aim and open canvas, yeah. What seduces in a sense? The style's aim and open canvas. So that was pay attention, it's the current, see what seduces in a sense. I don't know, I like all of it. Yeah, and someone could think about that. Do you want to do sound empties as practice? It's a good skill set to have, right? Actually look at it that way, like he goes, some Romanian guy, Emil Churin or something like that. I only heard a translation, reading of a translation of this. But apparently, his big thing was he did like I guess a samadhi or a sort of very basic kind of meditation or focus thing for many years, and then one day he woke up and so I just listened to the vehicles outside or something. So his whole mind shifted or some shit. It's weird. I don't know enough about it. It was just the aspect of the story. I remember it was interesting to me because I do, and I'd found just through experimentation just how pleasant a meditation that is. But this is my experience. So in Beep Boop, which used to be W, and the other names before that. Beep Boop at Troll 43523125. Fine, I'll be nice about it. Starts. I don't know if I'm ever really nice. I deleted another tweet I had which said, I look about my eyes. I've stared into the void a long time. Don't read into it. I'm a nice guy. I don't think that's really true. Either thing. I don't know what it is to stare into a void, for one thing. I don't know what that means. Like close my eyes or something? I've heard all kinds of meditation techniques that involve going into the void and coming out of the void. But they don't use the term void. I think that term, you could use that term for it. But it's not like a void. Anyway, I don't like void. But I deleted it out mostly because I'm not a nice guy. But again, I don't think I've stared into a void. I don't know what the fuck Nietzsche meant by that, actually. I think it was just a good line. He didn't edit. I edit. So I'm not going to be nice about it, so I'm going to fucking delete that. Should I screenshot it as if it's brilliant for posterity? I like reusing them later in different orders. So... nothing is taken off the table. I just like that because double meaning. This now just feels clever. Again. I don't know if I'll delete any more of them. If I do anything, I'm like, ugh, it's clever. I'll just make it private. And stream periodically. Maybe take up the character. Although I don't know about that. Beep boop. I don't know what the fuck that would be. I like telling people I do this shit artificial intelligence. Or making it like People that can't really tell if it is. This artificial intelligence project is over. Because if you see the way I make it and the way it's like, it doesn't make even sense. To how I mean, the thing doesn't make any sense at all. Um, but you wouldn't think a human would ever write it. So many of them are really good. And if you say it, that's the other thing too, is that you have to say it. Um, yeah. That was my goal. Like, I just, out of nowhere, decided I was going to write a root tantra. What the fuck? That seemed worth my energy and mental powers. When I learned of it. Termas and that. I was going to write one. Like, to get the energy of these people or something. Very beautiful thing. But, I mean, I haven't been in that mode for a bit. I've just been dragging it out because I found a good form. And, you know, I'm a pretty good writer. But I really think the early stuff was really... Well, I mean, I'll do it again. Like, I'm going to do it again. But I do a lot of like physical copies and stuff because I think that's better. Finish all my fucking notebooks. That's a flex. I go, you are about 5,000 hours behind. I was counting a lot more than I did for formal practice with that. But I kind of have had jobs and a life that allowed me a lot of reflection and study. And, you know, and from a variety of cultures. And also a lot of life experiences. And ups and downs, as everyone does. I guess I've seen a lot of things too that probably a lot of people haven't in terms of, I guess, the limits of the mind or, well, different views. I really do think people stay locked in a view, if they even notice it all for so long. It's like crazy to think when you realize that. And then what do you do with that information? It's like, well, you talk about it endlessly, I guess. But I mean, it's a call to practice something. Even if it's just not. You should build up. Let the pond settle. I have a couple bangers too that I saved. I'm gonna get rid of black coffee joint, no filter Louis Prima. I still love black coffee. I like Louis Prima occasionally, but I'm not smoking weed anymore. Is that why it's low energy, not the manic fucking performance? That was all part of a lot of different things. And I started to quit, really. All the drugs and alcohol and that. I have runs on it. And you get older and it's just, get tired. Although nowadays I only smoke pot, like, and drink. And, you know, it's been years since I did, like, well, I did shrooms a few years ago. But, oh, wait, like last year. Shrooms last year, too. Should be legal. They should be. Please don't arrest me for that if you want. I'm a nice yogi. You know, I investigate the mind. I do this stuff like, I investigate the mind. Other people benefit from the way I live. Really, they don't have to go through a lot of shit, and they can just get the cliff notes. So, I'm not saying I should live by different rules entirely, but when it comes to drugs, I probably should have a little bit of leeway. To be understood. I can explain myself. I'm an adult. All right. But I don't want to, I don't want to give, pot all the credit. Respond to that, too. Someone was like the Bukowski account. It's like, they didn't give the alcohol enough credit, really. Guy annoyed me tonight at fucking dinner. I ruined his night. I do not respond to anything but like just politeness and sweetness, and that's all I respond to, really. May seem like that's unfair, but even the slightest excuse for any response, and like from men, women can do whatever the fuck they want. I don't run their shit. I'm a psychonaut. Well, I always loved that one. That was one of my favorite ones. Was Pompous Psychonaut. It's kind of good because I somewhat think that people who've been through the Deadland, um, well, it's just that sort of view that it's difficult nowadays. I feel like you're around bots. Once you get through that, or being showing someone through that, that's a massive exaggeration. These are the Matrix or something. I mean, these are exaggerated displays of the kind of. I mean, I like to think of the Bee Gees staying alive. They're dancing through the rubble or whatever. Yeah, and it takes a lot of different forms, though. I've seen a lot of them, relatively speaking. Pompous. It's just too good a title. Psycho. How do you spell not? I spelled it before. I don't want to say N-A-U-T. I spelled it for awe. That was a reference to meditation. But I'm not sure if I'll do it. Yeah, I like a experience of my life, and then I spent months. Like, it was the practice I came up with was 5 minutes at the end of the hour. That was without any. I did Wim Hof for a bit. After I got crazy into meditation, 35, and and I had always been I've been a Buddhist based since I was maybe 11, 12. I didn't get confirmed because I got into Buddhism. I read a lot of Buddhist philosophy and that, and I meditated a bit. And I've been into like I don't know, Asian stuff, I guess, like Asian thought or something even before that. Uh, but and so I would meditate periodically, and I'd study stuff in that. And it was a thing I went back to through a lot of different other life experiences. Um, but then after that kind of thing, I would meditate all the time, 5 minutes at the end of the hour. And I watched other stuff. I watched teachers in that. James Lowe in particular, I really like him as a teacher. And a lot of his ideas, like how he explains things, very useful for someone coming from psychology. Um, and like that's what I mostly say like psychology and like metaphysics and philosophy. I was into metaphysics right before that. Started reading Bergson and I got Heidegger. I never read Heidegger. I bought him, and then Nina Chinaag song said everything was light and I at the right time and anyway. And then I went to Wim Hof because I'd done Wim Hof years earlier, and I don't know. It was like I was like looking for like a meditation technique or something, and I'd had a weird thing like I don't know, just doing breath work. You get visualizations and things that arise right in your psyche, um, and like I said, I'd done a bunch of different other stuff. So I just went up for like very like maybe like a couple of days, and then I started going into like just 5 minutes at the end of the hour. And I just sit, and I would extend like to long periods of time. And then right around like it was on the exact day actually. Sorry, the winter solstice, which I didn't know till later. I looked it up. I was meditating and like I was analyzing things arising in my mind, kind of labeling them, and then noticing the subtlety of them, and then just like I felt like I felt like I was in a different space. Like well, you're just right here, but it's like I don't know, it's like 4D or something. You see the world differently all of a sudden. And lots of people have that experience to describe it different ways, and I'm sure people have paths for it or something. I don't know. But that's what I did. And it was funny too because that was a thing that I just remember seeing at one point. Some guy saying that, just labeling your, kind of like, but initially labeling it like discursively, I guess, noticing the habit of labeling. Then you're like noticing what space you're labeling in, and it's, I mean, and before that I had a lot, and then I had some really weird thoughts which I don't think were very, like, like, oh, I have to share this, you know, be a teacher. And you can see that still, like, the fumes of that. But, um, you know, these are summaries of insights, I would say. But I guess the reason I kind of thought that was for many years of my life, I wouldn't say anything. I hear people give their opinions constantly, and they have very surface level shit. I would never say what I really think, basically, because it's just too brutal, and I've just gone too deep. And then I just felt that I don't know, a series of confidence, I guess. It's like, well, yeah, maybe I do think too deep, and I do, you know, I see a bit much, but it's like people don't fucking even argue with me, you know. So, um, yeah. Anyway, this is the last. I'm not gonna do this again. Um, yeah, because I like that rule to be able to ask you 3 times, and no one would. It's like going up to like the craziest fucking yogi. What are you gonna ask that person? It's gonna look at you like a fucking idiot. I said it years ago, even when I first started really doing a lot of retreat shit, and I've got like fucking, I don't know how many empowerments in the last like 4 or 5 years. I said I'm gonna walk off and just live a normal fucking life. Now, an expert differs from a dunce, and I'm a dunce, to be clear. Just as the nectar dwelling within a flower is known by the bumblebee, the fortunate toss away neither existence nor nirvana. Like them, the ignorant should fully understand. I don't know what the fuck that even means. Someone explains it. How an expert differs from a dunce. How does an expert differ? Who the fuck cares what Sarah thinks about this? How does an expert differ from a dunce? How can you tell? Is it like confidence, rhetorical skill? Is it building up to a point? Reaction they cue in you? I don't know. World's full of experts.